So this is the bare necessities of epistemology. I couldn't get into the room to practice, so I might be a little bit, you know, a bit all fingers at the moment. I was talking to you about the weather before. I actually got cold, and I was just remembering at the end of winter. I live in a very small community in Ballina, which is in northern New South Wales, and when I was really cold on the station yesterday, I took my mind back to a friend of mine, a mate of mine called Paul. Paul works for the local paper, which is the Ballina Gazette, as you'd expect in a small town. And he spoke to me sort of a while ago about something that happened, and I still can't get my head around it. So whenever I pick up the ukulele or I'm cold, I tend to think of his story about Mary. Mary was a woman in our community. She's still in our community. She's 85. We all know Mary. And she had a husband called Bob. Do you shorten Robert to Bob? Mm-hmm. Now, Bob was actually 87. He lived in a community as well, but towards the end of winter, unfortunately, Bob died. And my mate works for the Gazette, as I said, and Mary rang up and she wanted to place an ad in the paper. I don't know whether you have the hatch, match and dispatch section here. And she wanted to say, you know, Bob's dead. And so she rang up Paul and basically said, look, you know, Bob died and I want the community to know. So this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say Bob's dead. And so my mate was taken back for a while and he didn't know how to talk about this. He said, look, Mary, you know, you get 150 words for $50. Surely you want to say more than Bob's dead. You've been married together for 30 years and you know, you've got 9 children. You know, Bob had a stellar career. He ran the bakery for 50 years. Must have been. It seemed like forever. And you know, do you want to say something more than Bob's dead? You know, you're paying for it, Mary, so you might as well use the words. And Mary was silent for about 10 minutes, and my mate was thinking, what's going on here? You know, and it was a cold day like it was yesterday. He said he was, you know, shuffling around, wondering what's happening, also getting a bit, you know, cold, wanting to get on with things. And anyway, the phone crackled and Mary came back and he said, all right, Mary, what shall we say? And she said, Bob's dead, boat for sale. Okay, let's talk about the bare necessities of epistemology. Do you call it epistemology or epistemology?
Epistemology.
Epistemology? I always think of drinking when I talk about epistemology. That's another story. And I'm sure you all have discussions. Is there a university bar? I haven't noticed one.
Yeah.
There is. Well, there you go. That's where you can have your epistemology. I might sing about epistemology, but we can convert it. So it's the bare necessities of epistemology. It's how method and methodology hang together. It's bare necessities of epistemology, cohesively matching the true feather. The label on the tin must clearly match what's within. It's the bare necessities of epistemology, doctoral process that guarantees no mess. I mean, the bare necessities of epistemology, the key to completion and to avoid deletion.